Good morning, everyone. I'm Nishi, and I would like to welcome you to the second session of Jio Heartfulness. I hope you all are having a great day. One can never stress enough about the importance of yoga and meditation in our lives. This lockdown has been really difficult for all of us. However, it has helped us save around 1 to 2 hours of our time every day, which we can use to learn new things and build new and healthy habits. Yoga and meditation is one of them, and this initiative, Khayaal Rakhna, would help you to build this habit along with the experts from Heartfulness. Without any further delay, let's welcome our first guest, Jasminder Singh Gulati. He is the co-founder and head of market research and advocacy at Now Floats. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, Nishi. Thank you so much for inviting us.
You're welcome, sir. Sir, would you like to talk about yourself and your journey towards heartfulness?
Certainly, uh, at the very start, I do want to thank all of the people at Jio and people behind this initiative, and certainly picking a time like this to reach out to the larger family that we share at Jio, and then to go out and make an attempt to reach out is, I think, a very commendable approach. And so, thank you all for organizing this first. I'm particularly very happy with the word heartfulness, because mindfulness is somewhat सबके जहन में वो शब्द है, mindfulness, but the word heartfulness has its own it's somewhat in these times become even more important, and the resonance to that word is very high for me also. I want to at the very onset just talk about a few things. Ek to, you know I think all of us must understand that first we have to acknowledge that these are very difficult times. I think, and some of us have been directly, involved with such times because of either somebody is not well at home or there's a fatality in the home. I certainly have been a victim to COVID in the first lockdown. I lost my father to COVID, and I'm sharing that openly because it's very important for me to set the context with all of you. I am not here talking about something which I don't believe in. I've had a personal loss in the peak of the first wave of the COVID. So, uske बावजूद, I think I am very, strangely, I have been using this opportunity, or I've been very vocal. If people who follow me on Twitter or who follow me otherwise, I've been very vocal saying कि ये सबके साथ एक टाइम पे हो रहा है. This is all happening at the same time across the whole world. It doesn't make you very unique. It doesn't make you feel that, oh my God, what is happening? Why is this happening to me? What? This is happening to every single person on earth at the same time. And in that, I think these are very unique times. And that there is solace to be found in that the whole world is going through the same thing, which means when there were normal times, you are normal like the whole world. And when there are bad times, unfortunately, these are bad times for all of the world. So it finally comes down to who you are as a person, to do what you feel. Just like normal times, there's a normal times, but there are bad times, but they're normal times. The whole world is going through it. So I think it's very important that all of us resonate and try to find out, what can we do in these times which are helpful to us, our family, our business, our work, our community, our friends. And then I think that's very important to spend, even if this session is giving people in this meeting, even in this session, if people in this meeting are getting that 5 minutes to think about it, I think that's a very good start. Take these 5 minutes and just think about perhaps why the session was set up, and maybe perhaps what I'm talking about. So, I, even before there was a problem in my family, I started doing something. Well, the COVID's versus startup, it's an initiative which is a pro bono initiative. We all got together. I still remain very strongly committed to the cause. There's a lot I'm doing on the COVID side. If people who, there was an Apna mask launch that we did, where we were, and we've gone back and started doing. The government is supporting us. All the Bollywood celebrities, are supporting us. We're doing a lot of work around. So why did I do that? Is because of heartfulness, right? Because I realized that the access and the abilities that we have as humans, as a team that we have today, why not use it? And as I said, I started that before, somebody in my family, fell victim, and I continue doing more of it. So, you have to see this as time. And I'm going to, assuming the people on this call are all somewhat technical people and they understand my next statement, I'm calling this a feature and not a bug, which is a standard word we use in the tech world, that, sometimes the app or the, technology has a bug, but, people start using it as a bug and we call it a feature. कि ये तो चल रहा है. So think of this as a feature to everyone is what I want to say. Think of this as a time. As Nishi said, you're getting 2 hours extra a day, perhaps 3. I'm certainly getting 3 hours extra a day. I am certainly, trying to use that for myself. I'm indulging in my passions. I also think that this is an opportunity only because, some of my passions are, let's say art is a big passion for me. I like heritage. And I don't want to sound pretentious, but art as in heritage. मुझे history में बहुत, I have a lot of interest in history, in heritage art. पुराने ज़माने की photos, मुझे पुराने ज़माने की art. I love that. So luckily, all the people who used to hold, exhibitions, and they used to do talks, you had to drive up to listen to them. You had to, go to a national museum. You had to, go to all these places. You had to go to an exhibition physically. ये सब चीजें online हो गई. And that's, for a person like me, brilliant. I can attend all these sessions. I can listen to very, 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 very reputed people who are now opening up their lives to us on Instagram lives or Facebook lives or Zoom likes like this. And I am taking these opportunities. I do at least 2 sessions, जो शाम को होते हैं usually. I listen to those. These are, people who are, experts in their, they talk about heritage and preserving history. And, and I'm going to, I've actually taken the opportunity. I'll give you a very good example. There are these 2 pieces of art which I downloaded and I printed at home on my printer. And this is a very old picture of Golden Temple. And and supposedly there are 2 pictures this artist painted. But एक छोटे से इसमें subtle differences हैं जो दिखते नहीं हैं. But I've taken the opportunity to keep them next to me at my work table. What I get, half an hour out of work. I look at this under a microscope. I see what are the differences. Keeps me going. Just keeps me going. और आपको ये सब करना पड़ेगा. Unfortunate है ये. आपको ये, you will have to find and do all these crazy things that I'm doing. You'll have to find some way of resonating to who you are, resonating to your friends and family, resonating to जो आपको अच्छा लगता है वो करें. लोग योगा करते हैं. मैं भी कोशिश करता हूँ योगा करने का. I'm not very successful. थोड़ा boring हो जाता है. But I am still doing it once a week. I should do it maybe once in 2 days, but I'm doing it once a week. I'm forcing myself to do it. Because there are no immediate results in yoga also, right? It takes at least 3-4 months of practice to get some results. But I'm encouraging people, this thing is not going away. I want to leave you all just with one thought, कि ये जा नहीं रहा. For people who are thinking they will go back to their normal life and सब ठीक हो जाएगा, this is not going away, people. So if this is not going away, then you have to spend time in finding your, heartfulness. You will have to find time to be heartful. You will have to create new behaviors. Yoga आज शुरू करेंगे तो 3 महीने बाद शायद कुछ असर पड़ेगा, or you will get the first benefits of it. So please start. Don't say this, oh my God, in a month I'll go back to office and in 2 months everything will be normal. That's not certainly from the viewpoint that I have, and you can all perhaps consider me a semi-expert because I'm very close to the situation. I am telling you today that this is not going away. This is a lifestyle change. Even if the vaccine was to come here tonight, before it reaches all of you is 6 months away, and that vaccine is still not here in its entirety. So I want to just leave it with you saying, okay, uh, either you look at this as an opportunity, either you look at it as a bug, or you can make it a feature for your lives to be heartful, for yourself to be heartful, for yourself to do some changes in your life which you never got the opportunity for. Spend time with family. I know it's hard. लड़ाइयाँ भी ज्यादा होती हैं घर पे, especially when, like, like some of you have 2 kids and 2 dogs, but reach out to your wife, reach out to family. It's very important. You have to coexist. I've converted my living room into a office space. तो करना पड़ता है सब कुछ. But start doing things. Start making changes. I'm decorating my house a little bit to make it look like an office. So I just want to leave you with that. Thoda try to take it as a feature. Try to do things which you've never done. Try to reach out. Try to do online classes. Try to listen to online Instagram lives or Facebook lives. बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. कोशिश करिए, शुरू करिए, क्योंकि जा नहीं रहा. And in the end, I'm just going to give it back to Nishi and say, ये feature है, बात तो है ही, but आप feature की तरह इसको देखें, तो I think you'll be better off. That's all I have to say this morning to you people. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And Nishi, back to you.
Thank you so much, sir. This was very inspirational. And you are so right. We all are in this together, and we need to constantly struggle and find the positivity in the situation and work towards heartfulness. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to welcome the second guest today, Mr. Pradeep Iyer. He's the National Sales Head at C Square Info Solutions Private Limited. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very good. Thank you, Nishi. Thanks a ton.
Thank you, sir. So, would you like to talk about your journey towards heartfulness?
Absolutely, absolutely. And thanks for this opportunity, everyone at Jio and Nishi. Thank you very much. Jasminder ji, thank you. It was really igniting, and it was really from the heart. So it was a pleasure listening to you. So I think Jasminder ji has set up the context very well. And considering what we have gone through for the last 6 months, there has been a lot of ups and downs. There have been cases where we found our nears and dears suffering to the succumbing to the disease or the infection. Yes, true. But what I feel and what I have done and what I've also told some of my colleagues and my teammates and also my family members is this is the time actually to set priorities. And this is very, very important to set right priorities for yourself. Mind needs direction. Right now, you don't need to control your mind. Actually, it's very important to set right directions for your mind. Right? Stop your mind from going here and there. Then you will actually get more energy to think, focus on what you are actually supposed to do by prioritizing things, what you need to do in your day or a week or months or with family or with profession, both. People have been working hard. People have been working glued to the TV. People used to say, we used to get examples saying that the screen ke samne mat raho, chasma lag jayega. We have been stuck to the screen for last 6 months, and we've been trying to do a lot of video calls, a lot of stuff, and we've been doing things. But what has made, I have done a few new things, and that's something which really is heartfulness for me. And the first thing was staying positive. I never used to see news. By seeing news, I used to get, for the first few days, I had fear myself saying that mere ko ho jayega if I get COVID. So to remove fear, I said I have to stay away from that. So that is one thing. And I stayed positive saying that I should not watch news and any stuff like that. Secondly, definitely what I did and what I prioritized for last 6 months, though we have started office in Bangalore. But still, I still do it today, and I want, and still, as Jasminder just said, it's not going anywhere, and it's a long way, long journey for all of us. Definitely sunlight. I think everybody's stuck at home. We're trying to sit at home, put their ACs on, put their TVs on, get stuck to the screens, whether it's professional computer screen or TV screens. What is more important is to get some sunlight. And I did that because I used to sit for 15 to 20 minutes, walk or sit at one place, enjoy the sunlight, and think. And actually, mind used to be very, very clear what I need to do for the day, and I used to prioritize myself. I think everybody, if I request saying that since you're stuck at home, most of you are working from home, go out, wear mask, definitely. Go out and sit for some time, just think, calm down. Very, very important for you. Some things which we did at our organization is, and also in with my friends, was breathing exercise. Do some breathing exercise to ensure that you get that, because something you get a lot of relaxation to your body and mind, definitely. This is all something which everybody speaks and everything. What I have done personally and what I believe, what I've new things I've done, like Jasminder ji said, do something new. I've started cooking and I'm a very good chef now. That's something which my family is enjoying, because everybody was thinking, saying that road super, we go to office, we buy food from outside or we get food from outside. Something which I invented, saying that let me see. YouTube was a very good friend for me for last 6 months, where I did some good cuisine and started cooking well, and people are appreciating that. So that's something which keeps me motivated, keeps me doing something very, very important for me. Second thing, I think what is more important for mind and heart, and something which we always say, giving, right? It gives you pleasure, it gives you satisfaction. So I ensured, whenever the markets were open, I ensured that I go and buy a lot of biscuits and a lot of stuffs. And every day, morning and evening, I used to go down to the street and feed the dogs and the roadside dogs. I'm a pet lover myself. I found a lot of pleasure. I actually, whatever grievances in the day because of profession, some fights at home because we're out, whatever could be, right? It actually gave me a lot of satisfaction. The heartfulness was that for me, giving. I used to go down, feed the dogs, spend some time with them. All, I think, close to 15 to 20 dogs are friends of mine now in the last 6 months. And I used to ensure that they come every day morning, night, feed them. So do something. Exactly the only the point which I'm trying to make, and I want to give it to everyone, is please start prioritizing. Very important. Take some time for yourself. Go out, take some 15-20 minutes walk or sit in sunlight. It's good for health. Vitamin D3. When you go to hospital and if you're a COVID patient, they give D3. The best D3 is vitamin D, sunlight. Take some sunlight and have some good thoughts. Prioritize yourself and start some new hobbies. Definitely. And also start giving. Giving gives you a lot of pleasure. That's what I did, and I request everyone to do. It's going to be a long journey for all of us. It's not going to end so soon. So definitely it's going to help all of us come out. I'm sure everybody's going to come out of this situation very soon, whenever things go right for all of us. Of course, and don't have fear. Fear actually kills you from inside. So that's something which I did. That's what I would like to say, Nishi. Thanks a ton for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. So you're so right. Shutting down your PC and getting some sunlight is super important right now, because it's been almost 6 months. We are staying at home, and I'm pretty sure everyone is down on their vitamin D. So getting sunlight gives you a lot of positivity, and we should definitely do it.
Thank you,
Thank
Nishi.
you so much. Moving on to our heartfulness trainer, Mr. Rishi Ranjan. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Nishit. Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm also good. Thank you, sir. So let's get started with your session.
Thank you, Nishi, and thanks for inviting us on the day 2. Let me start by thanking Jasminder ji, and it was truly inspirational, and we are sorry for the loss, but we are very happy to see that you have bounced back, and there's a lot of learnings which we can do from you. Thank you, Pradeep ji, for all the inspiration, making a hobby, starting the new things in life. Hope is what will keep us moving. Hope and resilience are inbuilt in human character per se. and I'm sure we as human beings will survive this. And often I think that the way it is portrayed, when you're going through tough times, think long term, right? When you think long term, then all these things start making sense and have a purpose. So let's start the session today, the day 2. And today, over the next 40-50 minutes, we are going to do both theory and practical. We are going to kind of see what is that which is not allowing us to change. And then we will do a small exercise in which we will do heartfulness practice, second heartfulness practice called heartfulness cleaning or rejuvenation. And then we will do heartfulness meditation. So all these tools and techniques is given so that we all can kind of move forward into this transformation process. And the opportunity in challenge, this challenge has made us kind of look inwards. As I used to say with our colleagues, that the sales cycle of meditation has kind of gone down. So previously, when we have to go and tell that meditation is required, this is inherent, this is who you are, we cannot just kind of leave meditation and think of other happiness in life, because this is what makes you absorb what is going on around us. So we had a longer sales cycle, we were not understanding. But I think now we have this challenge of having this pandemic around us. So the opportunity I see is, can I become better than what we are trying to do? We have got a lot of knowledge around us, right? We have got a lot of books around us which are telling us how to change. So let me start by something from Mahabharata, right? So often I wonder, Lord Krishna gave all the information to Arjun. Why didn't he do to Duryodhan? I mean, he would have pretty much gone to Duryodhan and said, pretty much, you don't do this, right? After all, he's Lord Krishna. He's the power himself. He's Avatar Purush, right? Why couldn't he do that? And the reason being is, there are a lot many reasons, but the reason, one of the reason is they went to Duryodhan and said, this is the way to do this. Change yourself. Don't fight. Don't succumb to yourself, to your lower nature. But Duryodhan replied very beautifully. He said, "Janami dharmam na cha me pravritti. Janami adharmam na cha me nivritti." What it means is, Janami dharmam, I know what should be done. Na cha me pravritti. But I cannot do it. Vritti, the tidings in my heart, is not allowing me to do what you are trying to say. It's not allowing me to change. Even though Janami dharmam, I know what is right. I think we all know somewhere in our heart what needs to be done. But doing it, making it our behavior, making it our nature, so it happens automatically. My first reaction becomes like that. Nacha me pravritti, I cannot do it. And janami adharmam, nacha me nivritti. I also know what should not be done. Nacha me nivritti, but I cannot leave it. Nivritti, I cannot just say you. I mean, I will not do it. So in fact, Duryodhan, what Duryodhan is saying is he is helpless. And Duryodhan is also saying that knowing is not enough. And if we see this, it's not a trivial problem which we as human beings are facing. We have been facing this challenge. Can you change yourself? Can you become better? Can you break the chains on your tidings of your heart, of your habits, right? But what we say, janami dharmam nacha me pravritti. I know what should be done, pravritti, but I'm not inspired to do what it is. I cannot do it. So I maintain my, I have an inertia in me which protects me from rising above, right? So today, I think we are going to a little bit discuss about what is this chain which is holding us and how can I break it. because it's been like so many years, thousands of years before this thing has happened. And it's just a small metaphor or example. But today also we see that there is a Duryodhan syndrome in all of us, and this Duryodhan syndrome is not allowing us to change, right? So let's start talking about it. Can we kind of Sai, can we have the first poll question now? So we have got some Mentimeter polling questions. uh, the first question is, you log into menti.com and use the code 8990744. So once you log in, you'll have this poll. This question asks basic thing: how many thoughts per day do we have? Right? We are a result of our thoughts generates action. Now, before going any further on talking about lofty ideas of change, let's see where we are right now. So how many thoughts per day do we have? 12 to 60 thoughts per day, 120 to 600, 1200 to 6000, or 12,000 to 60,000? How many thoughts per day do we have? We see that constantly our mind is digesting thought, assimilating thoughts, taking thoughts. And nowadays, if you see, as Pradeep ji was rightly mentioning, if you open the news channel, right? It says breaking news, and they are sowing a lot of thoughts in us, right? We are getting programmed automatically without knowing that what we are getting programmed for. We are making habits, we are making our attitude, we are making our nazariya, drishtikon, nazariya. We are making all that softly, silently. We are getting programmed, right? We don't anticipate what the baggage it is creating on us, right? Like the way we were told, right? We get up in the morning and we walk out of our house. Nobody wants to be a bad person, right? Everybody wakes up with the fine slate, clean canvas, walk across in the morning. What happens during the day which makes us into a condition when we come back from office or from our work? What happens to us at that point of time, right? There is a lot of these thoughts around us which creates on us an impression, right? So when we see a thing, when we observe anything, it leaves its fragrance into our subconscious mind, right? And we are pretty much, we see ourselves as a hardware, but in fact we are mostly governed as a software, right? uh, Products, features and benefits, right? Instead of a bug, it's a feature. So what is that which is making this bug? What is this virus which is getting included in us, right? These are nothing but the thoughts around us, right? If we generate, if we sow those positivity around us, right, we will see, we'll be a transformed human being. But it's not that easy, right? Because we are just succumbing to the inner nature. So fair enough, I think we got some answers. uh, you know the the right answer is yeah, good, thank you. So the right answer is, we can close the poll now, I think. So the right answer is 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day, right? So that's a huge amount of processing we are doing. There is it takes a lot of our the processing capacity, and most of it we are unaware. Can we show the results, please? So most of it we are unaware, we are not aware that we are processing it. So who's processing it? It's our subconscious mind, it's getting processed. Most of the time we are not aware of it. So if you see, suddenly when we become aware, we see a burden on it, then we don't know what we are dealing with, right? So it's a processing of 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Now can we go to the next question, please? Now we have seen these 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts. How many are repetitive thoughts per day do we have? That means yeah, you can log into the menti.com and 8990744 and kind of give us your feedback. So how many repetitive thoughts per day do we have? That means It is like there's nothing changing. The day looks boring. The day looks boring is because the software is creating the same malware in us. It's the same virus which is there in us. What it means what has happened yesterday, so the past is getting carried today. There is nothing new in today. Why it's nothing new? Because these thoughts are repetitive in nature, right? Repetitive in nature. They are not allowing us to think creatively. They are not allowing us to breathe. They are not allowing us to hope, because we are living in yesterday. We don't see something which is hopeful, which creates uniqueness today. We are seeing the same repetitive pattern, and we think it will continue like that. So there is nothing which is changing today, right? So can we have the answer for this, please? Right. So the right answer is in this one, 95% of the thoughts are repetitive thought, right? 95%. Just imagine, how can we create a new out of me when I am having the same 95% of thought which was there? Uh, now, can we go to the next question, please? Now, we saw we have around 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts, and 95% are repetitive. Now, how much is negative thoughts per day do we have? So these repetitive thoughts, negative thought, nakaratmak soch, a viewpoint, that nothing will change. We are living in a world. We are having fear. We are losing courage. We are angry, restless, irritated. We are not contented. We are living in a discontented manner. I mean, those sort of things, which is kind of it's like an inner itch. It's not allowing us to settle down right at one place. So how much are the negative thoughts per day do we have? uh, you know Again, what it means is we are not allowing ourselves to see positively. The opportunity is not being seen, right? So and this is because, just imagine, uh, day one we had x number of experiences. They left our impression on us. Day two, those impressions are acting as a fuel for creating day two. Now day two is like day one, and then day three becomes day one plus day two. Day four becomes one plus two plus three, and we are carrying this baggage on and on. Now this is negative thoughts per day. uh, you know is the answer is 80%. The right answer is 80%. So 95% is repetitive, and 80% are negative thoughts per day out of those bulk of thoughts, right? Now in this situation, how can we change ourselves? How can we see the opportunity, right? Now why is this happening to us, right? Why is this happening to us? Now that's what we are going to tackle today. We can end the poll now. Yeah, thank you. Let me share my screen, and and we'll continue the discussion, right? So we saw, negative thoughts 80%, and then repetitive thought 95%, and how many thoughts are 12,000 to 60,000, right? So what it means? It means we have created a repetitive and negative world of lot of thoughts, right? Repetitive and negative world of lot of thoughts. Now this is a reality, right? This is numbers, and we all have our experience that, yes, I mean, somewhere it makes sense, right? Now why is this happening to us, right? uh, you know this is happening because I think nature has blessed us with something called kalpana shakti. Animals don't have it, minerals don't have it, plant kingdom don't have it. It is only given to human beings. Kalpana shakti, or the power of imagination, the faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. There is something which senses are not able to put it logically. but there is something in us which makes us dream, which makes us hope. Logic can take us from A to B, but our imagination, this kalpana shakti, can take us anywhere, right? So all of us, anybody with in human existence is having this kalpana shakti. Now, how are we using this kalpana shakti? If we see, let's take one example of fear, right? So the fear is there in us as a protective mechanism. Fear helps us to save us from making choices. So we don't stand in front of train. We know, if we touch a hot thing, we fear touching hot thing with our bare hands, right? So there is a certain amount of, a hesitation in us of going behind the choice because nature has given us fear, right? Now, Kalpana Shakti, how we are using it, right? This basic protection called fear, which has been given to us, right? So just imagine in a jungle, right? So there is a deer and there is a lion, right? Deer sees the lion. There is a fear. He had to save the life. So lion is having, kicked, starting this mode of fear. Because of the fear, the brain recognizes it, you know, generates this cortisol, which helps him in running, heart pumps faster, and all those things happen, right? Why the deer is doing it? Because there is a lion, right? So and there is fear and there is a stress, right? Now, what do we do as human beings is actually there is no lion, but we imagine there is a lion. But brain doesn't know about it, that we are imagining. Brain thinks it's real. So illusory concept is made into real. Why? Because of our kalpana shakti, right? So humans are imagining a lion. ये आज हो जाएगा. जैसे ही once we go into that mode, again the brain knows that yes, there is a fear. I have to respond to this fear situation. How do I respond? I have stress. The cortisol is released. You know, the whole brain function starts moving around. That nervous system is loaded. Musculoskeletal system gets tensed. The glands started secreting more, and overall our heart starts pumping faster. We have this stress in us. What is the reason of stress? Lion. But is the lion real? No, it's illusory. 97% of all our worries have been found that they are not real. We just imagine them, right? Why are we imagining them? Because it's a habit for us to imagine it. Is there a reality behind it? No. Can we change in the way we are right now? Yes, we can. But it sounds very tough to break the chains in which we are living in, right? So this kalpana shakti, we are using it in an inverse manner, and because of that we are having this fear in us, which may not be real. There's some fear which is legitimate. So right now, if you see, uh, we use the kalpana shakti the other way also, right? We don't see the reality. So if you see, when the COVID started, there was a big response, fear, right? There were like few people in India, but we all were taking all those mechanism to save us. I live in Bangalore, and I think when the COVID kicked off, Bangalore did pretty well. But we were in lockdown, having masks, not going into community, so on and so forth. Today, COVID is, we are, I mean, as of today, Bangalore is number one in the number of COVID patients per day. We have some 4,800 patients, yesterday. But if you see, the community is open, people are not wearing masks. Why? What happened? Human beings have again imagined a kalpana shakti that now nothing has to be changed. We are beyond fear. So again, the kalpana shakti is used in other way. So there is some disbalance into using this kalpana shakti, right? And we ourselves are the one who are using this kalpana shakti. So in net, let's come back to a little bit more, kind of finer points of life. So what is life in general, right? Life is nothing but a movement, right? It makes us move from point A to B. right? There is a gati in it. We cannot stop it, right? We have been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, 80 years, whatever, right? It's always moving, always, there is a gati in it, right? We cannot stop it. It's a movement. It's dynamic in nature, right? It's a change. Change means we move from A to B, but B is different from A, right? So, we should not think A is moving to A. A is moving to B. B is different from A, right? A seed grows into a plant. Plant again blossoms into flower, right? And then they have fruit. So it's all about, change, right? And then the third factor is very, very important, which is evolution, right? So B is not only different from A, but B is better than A, right? Now that's the trick of life. If you are really flowing into a natural manner, which is inspired by the workings of heart. So what is heartfulness? Heartfulness is listening to the divine plan in us, the voice of our heart, the voice which we call as our own, right? What makes us human as human is the heart. What differentiates us from animals and plants and it's the consciousness in our heart, right? If you see, we have animals, we have plants, we have minerals. Mineral is different from plants and animals because it doesn't have consciousness. That awareness is not there. Plants are different from animals. Animals have more consciousness than awareness. They can feel happiness, sadness, right? Two dogs coming together, they know who they are, they enjoy their company. But plants, don't do that, right? Plants just respond to stimuli. So a latent consciousness, a more evolved consciousness. And we are animals. Animals have better than minerals. But we, as next evolved manner of animals, human beings, we have a consciousness which is much, much more higher. We have a consciousness in our heart, which can which can soar to the sky of super consciousness, or if we really do the things the way they are. And human being is a very interesting existence. Here we have divinity and humanity both in the same existence. What does it mean? It means we would have all felt there is a spectrum. We can behave like animals, or we can behave like humans, or we can behave like something which is surpassing ourselves. We all would have felt that we would have behaved like animals, we behave like humans, and we behave somebody when we are in absolute purity, simplicity, love. We behave something as a higher being. And when we lose those, the values, and we come down, then we see that again we are, kind of, going down to animalistic behavior, which is, prejudice, which is revenge, which is anger, which is territorial, selfness, selfish I-ness, more and more get enhanced, right? So we have this spectrum in us, right? So anything, in life, if there is a movement, change, and evolution. Evolution means which makes me go forward as humanism, as human beings, right? Right. So this inherent capacity in us is the voice of heart. The consciousness has to be raised in us, right? And all the things around us is just to make us purer, simpler, and filled with love, right? We all want that condition from our heart, right? The heart pulls it through us, right? So the life is all about experiment and choices, right? We saw there is a kalpana shakti given to us. With this power of imagination, the intuitive capability, we can really create something beautiful around us, right? We can really soar ourselves into the next level of existence, a more evolved one, right? Now, again, human beings are also blessed with something called self-consciousness. This is not there with animals or plants. It's only with humans. What does it mean? It's mean I am aware when I'm angry. I'm aware of my thoughts. I'm aware when I'm sad. I'm aware when I'm happy. I'm aware, when I do good. I'm aware I have not done good. I mean, I'm aware of my existence. There's a knowledge of the state of self, right? There is something in us which is watching all this, right? That one is that capability is called self-consciousness, right? So animals cannot do it. They are pretty much programmed mechanically. They are not aware of themselves, right? So it has been found that, I mean, a dog doesn't know is a dog, right? Only higher apes and children above 4 years of age have this self-consciousness, that they are aware of themselves, right? Now, in the same manner, we now know that we are not anger, we become angry. We are not fearful, we become fear, right? So there is something in us when we identify ourselves completely with the object, we experience that, but we are not actually that. So there is a spectrum in us, right? So we stay our natural disposition, like the root configuration given to us by nature is calmness and peacefulness, right? But as we go through the day, as we go through the experience, there's a lot of these impressions which comes on us, which settles in our heart, right? Which reprograms us, so we become irritated. Now next day we are approaching the day with a irritated condition, right? And day after we are again having those impressions in us, and these impressions, they sink into our subconsciousness, right? The consciousness to which we do not have access to in on a day to day basis. So consciously, the conscious thought, so I'll say I'll not get angry, I'll not be revengeful, I'll be always happy, hopeful, I will try to change myself. But there is something in us which is like a seed into our subconsciousness. When this seed happens, right, when there's an environment around it, we suddenly see this seed gives us again those thoughts, and we again become angry. Its seeds again make us succumb to those pressures right around us. So this constant struggle and succumbing keep on happening, and that's the one which is not allowing us to change, which is holding us like a chain, right? Now you may say that is fine, Rishi. Now, can you give me any example of it? Can you give me any proof of it, right? So, Sai, can we have the next set of questions? So, what we are going to do now is kind of, experience those seeds in us and how they are still present in us, right? So, the first question is, now I want all of us to be very careful, and because now we are going to touch our subconsciousness in this little experiment. We are going to deal with ourselves, we are going to experiment with ourselves, right? So please log into menti.com and use the code 5925285, right? 5925285, right? So there's a very simple question. And this experiment is there to see the chains which are lying, which is making us succumb to those uh, external influences. It's like Duryodhan syndrome, janami dharmam nachame pravritti. So what is that pravritti in us? What is that tendency in us? Let's observe it. So the question here is one: imagine one single thought of the situation of absolute fear which you faced in your life for 2 minutes. Absolute fear, when you were just so vulnerable that you're little succumbing to those vulnerabilities, right? There was no hope, no fear, no courage, nothing to hold on. There's absolute fear, right? Imagine one condition, right? And just center yourself on that condition right now. What happens, that you feared most in your life? One single thought, right? So the answer is fear, right? So there may not be any real line, but just imagining it, but using kalpana shakti, right? We invoke that in us, right? So as soon as the external situation comes, right? So if I would have failed in a job once, next time when I go and attempt it, there is a big fear, which comes in us. Now, do we need that or don't we need that? I mean, we'll come to that later, right? But this is there just to make us experience those seeds are still present inside us. Let's go to the next question, please. Thank you for your suggestions. So let's go to the next question, please, Sai. So imagine one single thought of the situation, right? Which you faced in your life for 2 minutes. Absolute fear. of absolute anger which you would have faced in your life with your spouse, in-laws, or relatives for 2 minutes. Absolute anger. Anger in which you were so unhappy with the other person. You almost shouted, it went beyond your capacity, uh, which make you kind of, make a real, uh, person filled with hate and anger, right? Just 2 minutes, just think of it, right? Maybe your spouse, in-laws, relatives, office, anywhere, right? What do you feel now about that? Krodh Shakti. Absolute anger. Same person walks again, right? Uh, right. Anger. The second part is sadness, right? So uh, there's, same thing surfacing, and sadness is, anger is, it is said like drinking poison and hoping the other person will die. So we had it in that fit of rage, but post that, now when I look back, I don't feel happy about it, right? But the impression of that is still there in my heart, right? I have moved beyond that particular situation, but that impression still exists in my heart. uh, is this sadness helping me prevent getting further angrier? This is what we can kind of talk more about it. But the idea behind these simple experiments was just to make us visualize what these kind of impressions they do on us, right? So again, going back to the starting, yes, 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts. 95% are repetitive, 80% are negative, and all these are sewn into our subconsciousness, and we are having this Duryodhan syndrome type of thing, where we are not able to break the chain, right? And we saw some experiments. Now let's come to the practical part, right? How can I break it, and how can I move beyond, right? Is there a thanks, Sai. So is there a technique through which I can remove these seeds, and which helps me to change, which helps me to evolve from a point A to B? B becomes better than A, and it doesn't have any reflection of A. I start a new day hopeful, with hopefulness, courage, resilience, positivity, love. All the bright side of the life comes to me, and that's where the technique today we are going to share. It's called heartfulness cleaning. What I will do is, I'll walk all of us through this cleaning, technique. With this cleaning technique, we'll be able to kind of see through how we are able to, uh, remove the the seeds in our subconsciousness. So I'll share this video. You can go to heartfulness.com whenever you have leisure, and you can see it yourself. This is just I'm picking it from the web, so it's like a small 2-3 minutes video. We'll see the video and then we'll practice it on ourselves today.
Cleaning is done in the evening after the end of a day's work. You are mentally cleaning complexities and impurities from your system. Sit comfortably, gently close your eyes and relax. Bring attention to your back, from top of the head down to the tailbone. Imagine all complexities and impurities are going out of the whole system in the form of smoke. The smoke is oozing out from the entire back. Do not dwell on specific events or things to get rid of. Simply brush them off. Gently accelerate the process with faith and confidence. Apply your willpower as needed. Continue with the process for about 20 minutes. As the impressions leave, you will feel lighter and lighter, creating a vacuum in the heart. A sacred current from the divine source descends to your heart to fill the space. The sacred current is helping you remove the impressions. When complexities and impurities are gone, you're feeling simple, you're feeling pure. The sacred current is entering every cell, every corner of your body. The whole body is feeling sacred. Your whole body is now completely purified.
Right. So we saw this video. Now we'll do this cleaning on ourselves, and we will see whether what happens after that. So I request everybody. I will do a guided cleaning, and as we I'll give few commands. The request from everybody who's watching is please feel it and assume it is happening to you. And with the cleaning will go on for, so we'll do cleaning say for 5-10 minutes, and post the cleaning we'll slowly slip into meditation. So the whole process will be like around 20 minutes or so, right? So that's what we are going to do now. Right. So let's start the heartfulness cleaning process. Gently close your eyes. We are going to start a heartfulness cleaning with the intent that I want to become simpler, purer, and filled with love. Bring your attention to your back. From the top of your head till your tailbone. Imagine all complexities, impurities, and grossness are leaving your system from your back in form of vapors. सभी स्थूलता, जड़ता और अपवित्रता मेरी पीठ के द्वारा धुएं की तरह बाहर जा रही। All complexities, impurities, and grossness are leaving me from my back in form of vapors. All complexities, impurities, and grossness are leaving me from my back in form of vapors. Now gently increase the speed of the process. All complexities, impurities, and grossness are leaving me from my back in form of vapors. Apply your willpower with determination. All complexities, impurities, and grossness is leaving me from my back in form of vapors. All complexities, impurities, and grossness are leaving me from my back in form of vapors. Increase the speed of the process with willpower and determination. All complexities, impurities, and grossness is leaving me from my back in form of vapors. Now there is some lightness and vacuum in my heart. Imagine there is a sacred current of divinity coming from the source, from your front side, and entering your heart, filling that vacuum. It is slowly entering my heart and getting absorbed into each and every cell of my existence. Now I'm feeling simpler and purer, and my whole body has become a temple of my Lord. This ends the cleaning process. Your whole mind and body is relaxed. Now gently bring your attention to your heart. Your heart is simpler and purer. There is divine light in my heart, which is attracting me. try to get absorbed into this thought. Move from thinking to feeling the divinity within us. If there are any other thoughts which come and disturbs us, gently remind ourselves that I am meditating. Please start meditation. That's all. Please keep your eyes closed. Gently observe your inner condition. Try to absorb it into each and every cell of your existence. And whenever you are ready, gently open your eyes. Thank you. Uh, so, thanks for participating into heartfulness, cleaning, and meditation. Sai, can we have the last two questions again flashed, please? Hello, Sai, you're there?
Yeah, 1 minute, please. They are coming up.
Thank you. So meanwhile, in the comment box on YouTube, you can give us your feedback. What are you feeling now? So this cleaning you can do, at after coming from day's work, and it helps to kind of remove the baggage from us. So now again, let's check ourselves, right? So imagine one single thought of the situation of absolute fear which you faced in your life for 2 minutes. What are you feeling now? You can go to menti.com and use the code 7602941. Menti.com 7602941. Yep, thanks for your comment. So yeah, it was relaxing, calm, feeling good. Uh, just imagine, all these tools are available. It's for us to use them, and the more we use them, the more we become, deserving of hopefulness. The old past doesn't haunt us that much, because what cleaning does, it removes the seed from our subconsciousness. So if there is no seed available, if there is no raw material available, the thoughts will not come, right? So it kind of attacks onto the root segment, right, and removes it from there. So it's a very wonderful tool, right? So you may ask us, Rishi, is it new thing, or it's been there for long, the cleaning practice? Because we don't hear of it. We hear only of meditation, we only of dhyan. But what is this cleaning? So it's a very new thing in heartfulness meditation, right? So heartfulness meditation was founded in 1945. It's based on ancient Raj Yoga technique, and this cleaning process, kind of makes the meditation helpful and enables it, right? Otherwise, we keep on having that Duryodhan syndrome, where we are succumbing to our inner nature again and again, right? It makes us, free. It breaks the chain, and as you can see, yeah, as you can see now, in the feedback which we have given, right? Uh, Few of us, we feel lesser fear with relaxed inner state. So it doesn't haunt us that anymore. I mean, this is just like, we did like a sample, not like a full blown technique. Just imagine if we do it day in, day out, right? Every day we do it for like 15-20 minutes, what will happen? I also like the idea of fear with less impact on consciousness. See, and then relaxed inner state with idea of the original thought without fear. So this is a very beautiful thing. Remember, we are not fear. We assume fear, right? Relaxed inner state with idea of the original thought without fear. We are able to see that in reality without the added, baggage of emotions, right? Uh, who's seeing it? Our consciousness is little bit cleaned, and we are able to observe it, right? Can we go to the next question, please? Similar, on the anger part, let's check inside us. Has the same seed of anger still there, or it is a little bit reduced? So think of one single thought, and of anger with your spouse, in-laws, or relatives, and how are you feeling now? Go to the menti.com 7602941. uh, so as we kind of remove these subconscious seeds in yoga, it is called vichar beej, right? It's there as a beej, and we remove it. So what if we don't do cleaning? Then what happens? So nature also has a mechanism of removing these seeds from us, and in yogic psychology it is called bhog. Bhog means you experience the result, right? So if there is a inbuilt anger or fear being there, then you experience anger and fear, right? Once you experience it, remember, few of us mentioned that we feel angry, and few of us mentioned that we feel sad, right? So once you experience anger in its full bloom, right, there is a natural vaccination, we should get, because post anger, what happens to us, that vaccinates us a little bit against anger happening next time. But what happens during the natural removal process of this, like bhog, the life which is bhog, right? We resist this, we resist the plan which is there for us. So it creates more and more impressions. So natural removal process becomes an addition process, right? And that's where cleaning, this intervention of cleaning is, more and more required, where, we can, remove that. So pretty much, I think, we get the idea what we are trying to do here. And I think with the small experiments which we did, we get lesser anger with somewhat relaxed inner state, anger with lesser impact on consciousness, relaxed inner state with the idea of the original thought without anger, right? So the thoughts are there, but there is no emotional baggage which I carry on ourselves, right? uh, so that's what, what the effect of the efficacy of heartfulness cleaning and meditation is all about. uh, that's what I had for today, and thank you for your time, and my prayers and best wishes for all of us, that we move on to this path of opportunity, and we overcome all the challenges with courage, faith, love, and hope. Thank you. So thank you, Nishi. Thanks for this opportunity, and back to you. So thank you all, and that concludes today's session.
Thank you so
Have a
much,
good day.
Rishi. That was a really peaceful session where my mind was really relaxed. Thank you so much. And with this, we conclude today's session. We will meet again tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock. And for any queries, you can just log on to the website, which is heartfulness.org.geo, and do reach out to us. Do let us know how was your experience, and also you can reach out for any feedback or suggestions.